What is going on, SHIPIT Nation, YouTube station? We're back here, Friday crew. I got my guy Ham with me. He's got some wild takes coming ahead in the next hour or so, based on what I talked about pre-show with him, a little behind the scenes here. Appreciate everyone tuning in. Smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, catch all the live content. I know round 3 Showdown Show is going to be right here on this channel for the PGA RBC Heritage going on. Our guy GS Luke will be on doing that show a little bit later this afternoon. Catch us there and all of the other shows that we do for free. We appreciate everyone out there and your support along the way. Say hi to a couple of people in the chat before I bring my guy in here. Got Rice in the chat. Our boy Stoner's in here. Jason Turner, Lyle, Mark, Sean, Colin, Nate, Keep Vape, everyone. Sean says, running a little cold. Need to pick me up. Hey, best part about baseball is if it doesn't go for you, doesn't go your way yesterday, tomorrow or the day after, well, the next day, there's always more baseball, right? 162 game regular season, lots of baseball to be had, and we're still in April here, beginning parts of the season. So a long season ahead of us. Bankroll management, number one key, right? There's a lot of flashy contests out there, but again, every single night, there's a lot of flashy contests out there. So stay within your means, don't go crazy. And that's my little caveat off the top here. Ham, I'll bring you in, man. Friday night fireworks here. We got 10 games, I should say, because it's not Coors Field. We don't have to talk about Coors Field. It's Coors snow showers tonight here. They got a couple inches of snow coming in here. A little April, a little happy Easter, right? Nothing says Easter with a little snow showers there. That game did get postponed, so do not play anyone from that Colorado game there. Bring you in, man. Happy Friday, Ham. How's your week? What's going on, brother?
Yeah, great week. My guy Pojin Stoner out there getting that snow out there in Colorado. What's up, Ricky Rose? How you doing today? But yeah, man, looking forward to tonight's slate. I got one stack that's a certified lock to be on the winner. 5-man it, and just got to find the other 3 pieces. I got the 2 pitchers, the 5-man stack. I just got to find these other 3 pieces, Nades. So we're going system. We're going Rio style. We're going to get a shipper tonight. Nades is exiting the building. Come on back, man. We need you. I can't do it alone. But, yeah, looking forward to talking this slate with everybody. Keith likes the Dodgers. Friday night Dodgers. We'll see how it goes. They disappointed all week, Nades, at home versus the Rockies. Ohtani's still smashing. But, yeah, I don't think they were on many winners this week, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I did. I play the Dodgers pretty much every time. I mean, like I said, my rule stays true. You play the Dodgers every single slate throughout the course of the season. You're going to win more times than you're going to lose. They were fine for me. They did a job a couple of those games. Tonight, I don't know if it's going to be the Dodgers. It's DeGrom. I mean, Jacob DeGrom at 8,500, which will be a talking point as soon as we get into pitching here shortly. I mean, the old Jacob DeGrom, regardless of matchup, I mean, at 8,500, we'd be clicking the lock button, right, on him. I get it, the matchup, everything there. So we'll talk on that in a second. Yeah, I mean, based on the stack that you said, certified shipper, I had to get up and leave the room on that take because I know who it is. Chat's going to be surprised there. We'll see how it is. But also had to kind of show off the little fancy camera here that has the little AI tracking technology. But let's get in here. I'm going to bring up the Saber Sim, our partner over here, and kind of walk through a little of the dry run just to kind of see what we get in terms of stacks, in terms of ownership, just on running 150 teams. I kept all the stacks in the pool here and just filtered by projected score from the pitcher position. Wants to give us about 70%. Logan Webb, 68% to be exact. Freddie Peralta, almost close to 60%. And then it's kind of just spread out amongst everyone. Didn't really want to give us any of these guys down here below some of the cheaper guys, which is kind of interesting. And then when I jump over to stacks, looks like Seattle. There you go. There's your boys, right? Seattle up there, Baltimore, Giants, Houston, Boston, Cincinnati, kind of so on. So overall, broad slate overview, what are you kind of seeing here? Just 30,000 foot overview amongst this 10-game slate here tonight, Ham, to kick us off.
Yeah, I think pitching is pretty much straightforward. I don't like many of the guys down below. Interested to see or hear what you have to say about that. There's 2 that I'm really be targeting. And then, yeah, on the stick side, I mean, you got several different options. Read your slate plan, a lot of the same offenses that we're on, a lot of the same offenses that a lot of the people will be on, but it's not who you play, it's how you play them, as we always say. But yeah, I like pitching tonight. I think we're going to nail that. And if you nail my 3-man stack, then we're going sizzling.
Yeah. The way I see it, really don't have to worry about ownership tonight on the slate. I'm not seeing anything coming kind of overly chalky. I mean, Red Sox are probably going to be up there amongst the highest owned stacks and probably come in as the highest owned stack, just from what I'm seeing and what our stuff's kind of showing over here. They're about 12% higher than any of the other teams on the slate. But again, I'm not worried about ownership on this slate. It's not like a Coors Field or a Wrigley win game, which, hey, we have our first Wrigley win game of the year. I think there was upwards of 40-mile-an-hour gusts blown out in that early afternoon game that's going on right now with the D-backs and the Cubbies. We don't have anything like that that's going to condense ownership. Coors Field obviously got waxed off this slate. So from an ownership standpoint, not a ton to think about and talk about in terms of ownership. How I'm kind of approaching the slate is I'm starting with my bats here tonight and then kind of filtering in the pitching. I just don't see guys on the top end that are must-haves. Obviously, Freddie's in a pretty good spot, in my opinion. I like Logan Webb quite a bit, but not really too interested in Brian Rue. Yamamoto's good if you can afford him. But again, I mean, I see a lot of these guys and cheaper guys that I can go to here personally tonight. So I'm starting with bats. Again, is kind of how I'm approaching this, and then filtering in some of the pitchers that can fit around my stacks is kind of how I'm approaching it here. But let's go ahead and talk pitching. We're going to go 8K and above. So that's Abbott, Rodon, Drew Rasmussen, DeGrom, Peterson, Webb, Brian Wu, Freddie Peralta, Yamamoto. In the dry run, the only guys that really wanted to give us a lot of is, again, Logan Webb up there, Freddie Peralta, and then a little bit of DeGrom and Yamamoto there. So naturally, Yamamoto and DeGrom, two pretty solid tournament plays, in my opinion here, based on what I'm seeing from the dry run and what projections are kind of spitting out in terms of roster construction and pitchers. Who do you see above 8K that you're kind of pushing your chips in on?
Yeah, let's start at the top. Let's go with Yamamoto. Been dealing all season long. Very good against righties, striking out 27% of righties, 38% of lefties. You got to like that. Almost 39% of lefties on the season, the young season, 22 innings pitched. So Yamamoto would be number one for me. My guy Gang Green in the chat saying, I'm going to stack the A's right hand. It's absolutely not. It's fastball Freddie, baby. Fastball Freddie, Nades' boy, Milwaukee's finest, going to face 6 righties tonight. Peralta carves up those righties, 38% strikeout rate against right-handed batters. Freddie Peralta actually have a little bit above Yamamoto. So give me Peralta as my favorite. Yamamoto would be 2. Logan Webb is fine. That Angels team can hit bombs as we saw earlier. And then give me my boy Carlos Rodon. I love Rodon, $8,200 taking on this Tampa Bay team. Not as good hitting against lefties as they are righties. So give me some Rodon. Does have fly ball risk, which obviously leads to home runs, but also has extreme upside with the K's. And facing 8 righties in the lineup tonight, give me some Rodon. I'm out on DeGrom. Nades. Couple reasons. 1, facing the Dodgers. 2, you can't strike out left-handed batters anymore. About 17% on the season. We know 2 of the 3 biggest boppers on that team are going to be at the top of the lineup. They're going to be batting 1-3. So no DeGrom for me. Interested to hear what you think on Peterson. Peterson's been absolutely dynamite this season, but I'm a little lower than maybe some. And I shouldn't say dynamite. He's had 2 or 3 good starts, but he's had a good start to the season. But yeah, it's Peralta for me. Single entry for sure. 3 max, probably at least be on 2 or 3, and then Yamamoto, and then Rodon would wrap it up for me.
Yeah, excellent breakdown there. I'll start with the pitching. I agree with you. Yamamoto's my SP1 if you can afford him on the slate. It's not like I'm starting clicking him in first and then kind of building bats around him. I think, like I said, I'm going batters first. I do like Yamamoto. I like the upside. I like everything that I see from him. He should have some run support behind him. I actually like both pitchers in that game a little bit more. I have a little bit more interest in DeGrom than what you do. I do think we're going to see DeGrom bounce back. I know his velocity's down a little bit, but I mean, he's sitting at 96.6 in terms of velocity on the fastball. That's less than 3 miles an hour slower than pre-injury back. So, I mean, I don't hate it. I still think he has a lot of strikeout potential. He's still a good arm, and I just don't think people are going to click it due to the Dodgers. But guys like Conforto striking out a lot in there. Guys at the back half like Max Muncy striking out a ton right now. Pages striking out a lot. I mean, I don't hate it as a tournament play. So I have a little bit more interest in DeGrom than you. But for me, it's Yamamoto SP1. Logan Webb's actually my second favorite guy. I think Freddie is a pretty solid play, but I'm seeing him is probably the most popular pitcher on the slate. And the A's have actually been a good offense. They're a good offense this year. They don't strike out a ton. Looking at the Stone that we'll share in a little bit, about a 19% strikeout rate against righties. I get it. It's Freddie. But this Athletics team has actually been sneaky good against right-handed pitching. So I do think he is upside. But at 9,500 with the guys below him that I have more interest in, guys like Rasmussen and Rodon, I really like both of those guys in that game. Typically, we've been picking up bats in this Rays ballpark. But tonight, temperatures are up there, right, in the mid-70s. But you got 15 to 20-mile-an-hour winds blowing straight in. So it's going to be hard for kind of home runs to really get out of there. Even with Aaron Judge, guys like that in that game. I like both the pitchers. I think Rasmussen's a really good arm. He's tough to hit. He's got a good stuff. So I really like Rasmussen and Rodon. Logan Webb and Yamamoto are kind of the four main guys that I like up here. And then Freddie and DeGrom kind of round out there. I'm not really messing with David Peterson here. There is massive wind in that game, like 20-mile-an-hour winds blowing straight out in that game in Citi Field. Some of the best hitting some of the better hitting environment on the slate. Not super warm, but again, 15-mile-an-hour winds blowing out straight to left field. Don't love it there. And I think Peterson has pitched a little bit above his head this year, and I can see some regression coming. And at 8,700, I don't love it when I like DeGrom, Rasmussen, and Rodon much more for cheaper than that. So that's kind of where I'm at in the top tier. Let's go below 8K here. Couple guys I want to throw out. Hunter Dobbins gets the matchup at just 6,900 against the White Sox. This White Sox team is just abysmal against right-handed pitching. They're horrible. Where you want to kind of play some White Sox, if you ever have the need to play White Sox, is more so against lefties. Dobbins pitches from the right side. So I don't mind Dobbins at 6,900. And then any of these other guys down here that you like. I mean, I know people have been playing some Kyle Hart. Not for me here tonight. The other guy that I have some interest in is Bowden Francis, and I know you're not going to like that, but again, it is a pitcher-friendly ballpark. Toronto's ballpark is not great for offense in general. Francis has looked pretty solid. His pitch count's going to be above 90 there, and it's the Seattle team that strikes out a ton, regardless of what you kind of see there. So I like Francis. I know you're not going to like him, but what are you seeing down here below 8K that you can go to?
Yeah, a couple options. Interesting. You didn't mention Martin Perez taking on the Bo Sox. I know we like the Bo Sox when they're in Fenway. They're back in Fenway tonight, obviously, but they've really struggled against left-handed pitching in this young season. Interested to hear your take on that, or if you like the Sox stack. I like Bryce Elder down here at 6,500 against this Twins team, striking out about 29% of righties on the season. He'll face 5 righties tonight. Does have home run blow up risk, but at 6,500, certainly don't mind Bryce Elder. Then my favorite down here, and the guy that I'll be playing a ton of tonight, is my boy Tyler Anderson, Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, whatever you want to call him, taking on this Giants team, struggling against left-handed pitching. Tyler coming off a 26-point DraftKings night, mowing down 6 Stros back home. Give me some Tyler Anderson, Nade, 7,000. He's going to be a great play tonight for those Halos. You're on mute, you donkey.
Donkey, there it is. There it is. First one of the season.
There we go.
The old mute. But what I was saying before you told me I was a donkey and was on mute is this is our first show. Last year it was a lot, right? It was Ham versus Nades pretty frequently. This is our first one of the season where it's Ham versus Nades here, because you said some guys that I actually want to pick on and attack. Bryce Elder I don't think is any good personally. I really love the low-owned Twins in that game. Guaranteed 9th inning at bats and a bad bullpen behind Elder so far to start the year for the Braves. So I'm not on Elder at all. The only guys I have below 8K personally are Dobbins is my favorite, then Francis number 2, and the only other guy that I would even look at and fathom playing is Cade Povich there. The only issue is that some of the better hitting conditions, actually the best hitting conditions on the slate. So really for me, it's Dobbins and it's Francis below 8K. I think Martin Perez is somewhat interesting because Boston, number one, going to be the highest owned offense on the slate. It's middle 50s in Fenway despite wind blown out. And Perez has a pretty heavy ground ball lean. And I was deep diving when I was doing the slate plan and loading up and putting the Boston in the stack category. If I'm playing Boston here tonight, I prefer them as mini stacks because everybody on this roster outside of Bregman, Ref Schneider, and Christian Campbell are all ground ball hitters against the guy that's rolling a pretty heavy ground ball rate to start the year here, especially against lefties. So I don't mind him, but again, really it's Francis and Dobbins for me are the only guys that I like down here. I'd rather find the money to get up to Rodon and Rasmussen and DeGrom kind of in that low 8K range personally. Ham,
hold on, time out, Nades. Last Friday on this very show, you were saying play Reese Olson, who was the worst play of the slate, was he not? You said play Reese Olson. 7 runs later, Reese, bye-bye, Reese PC, the worst play of the slate.
Hey, yeah,
so give me some Bryce Elder and some Tyler Anderson. Reese PC, no more.
I mean, Bryce Elder and Tyler Anderson, I'm not playing either of them. So if they win, I'm not going to win money tonight. And Ham, you're going to win all the money. So
Tyler Anderson is the best play on the slate.
Now, the Giants offense is the low-owned Giants offense against a lefty is some of the best.
Gosh.
Yeah, that's, I mean, yeah.
Oh,
huge park upgrade for them. Like, I mean, give me, no, you're wrong there. We'll see what happens at the end of the night. But yeah, I'm going to double down. I got snake bit last Friday. I'm going to do it again. Best part about baseball, you roll up your sleeves, come back regardless of what happens there. But go ahead and rank your top 5 pitchers on this slate for the people.
All right, I'll do it. I'm going to go fastball Freddie's going to be number 1 for me. Yamamoto, number 2. I'm going to go Tyler Anderson, 3. Rodon, 4. And give me the Atlanta Braves, soon-to-be ace, Bryce Elder, number 5 at 6,500.
All right. I mean, holy shit. Nikes. I mean, Bryce Elder, Tyler Anderson in your top 5 on an 11-game slate with these arms. I mean, okay.
Tyler Anderson's about to shove. Derek Ringer thinks that Giants are shoving. I think it's
Come on, Derek. Get in with me, boy. Let's go. Giants are going to ship us all the money. I'm telling you that right now for sure, and shove it right up a Ham's rear end where sun don't shine. Maybe you can look up there and find an Easter egg up there when he's bent over and just getting it taken by our Giants here late nights. But for me, it's Yamamoto number 1, SP1 if you can afford him. But if you can't, I really like Logan Webb. Logan Webb's my second favorite guy. Then I'm going Drew Rasmussen. Carlos Rodon is my 4th guy. And I'm going Hunter Dobbins is 5th just for a salary savings guy in there. Francis and DeGrom would be close seconds behind those top 5 personally is how I'm attacking this slate. Let's jump over and talk hitting. And it's the best spot on the night, personally, in my eyes, from hitting to start with here. We're in Baltimore. I'm just pulling up the weather real quick just to double check. Oriole Park, Cincinnati, coming to town, 70 degrees, 15-mile-an-hour winds blowing straight out to left field. And Andrew Abbott, who struggles with some home runs. Same with Cade Povich, who struggles with some home run issues to the righties. I like this game from the right side. O's are my favorite stack of the night. Doubling down after I came on here yesterday and said the O's low owned are going to smash. They got the job done yesterday. I'm going right back to the well here. Main focus is the righties. O'Neill, Mountcastle, Westberg, Dirty Gary Sanchez there against the lefty. I know that's a fun thing. And then Jorge Mateo, don't sleep on him down there in that 9 spot. What do you see here, Cincinnati and Baltimore?
Oh, man, didn't even know Gary the Goat was on the O's this year. But, yeah, I saw you really like the O's tonight. I kind of like the Reds. You talk about that 9th inning at bat. Gets to take on Cade Povich, not very good guy we picked on all season, this season and last season. You know, Ellie batting in there. Got a bunch of righties as well. I think Ellie's actually a switch hitter, but a ton of righties to face Cade. And I like these Reds more than the O's, but I do like the O's. They're probably top 6.
Yeah, I like the Reds. I put them down in the write-up in the slate plan. They didn't make kind of the top stacks, but I do have some interest I just want the fly ball guys, and this team just does not have a lot of fly ball guys personally against left-handed pitching. Matt McClain, is McClain in the – yeah. So Matt McClain's my favorite play, and then Ellie De La Cruz. It's those two for me, and then Austin Hayes. It's pretty much just a mini stack for me personally on the red side. I like five-man stacking the O's much more. McClain, Ellie, Austin Hayes, Spencer Steer, kind of the guys I'm looking at. But I did see they did load they did load their lineup with righties, which makes sense here. The only issue is Cade Povich, last 30 days, ground ball rate approaching 50% to right-handed hitters. And so far in the season against lefties, McClain, Ellie, and Marte are the only guys to have north of a 30% fly ball rate. So I just don't love stacking against a ground ball guy. Even looking at last season, significantly less ground ball rate for Povich. So I do think there's some regression coming. So that's where the stack would come in. I think the Reds are fine. They're going to be fairly low owned, full 9 inning at bats, good hitting environment as well. I definitely prefer the O side personally myself. So we're a little bit different there. I do think both sides are still good though, given the hitting conditions and the ballpark there, which is pretty solid for hitting in general. Next game, Yankees and the Rays. I liked both these starting pitchers. Not the best hitting park. I know we've attacked this park so far to start the year in Steinbrenner Field there. Huge park upgrade for Tampa compared to what Tropicana is. It'd be nice if they stayed here. I don't think that's going to be the case in this minor league diamond here. Temperatures in the 70s, 60-mile-an-hour winds blowing straight in. I don't love it. I respect both these pitchers enough. I respect the Yankees bullpen a ton. Rays don't have a horrible bullpen. I mean, they're kind of middle of the road in terms of bullpen, sitting at about a 3.47 ERA on the season so far. I don't love hitters in this game. Sure, you can play some one-offs, Aaron Judge, etc. I just don't love it personally. What do you see here?
Same with you, Big Nades. Not full stack in this game. Can you play Aaron Judge? Absolutely, any night of the week. But no full stack, and have a little bit of respect for Rasmussen. I said a minute ago that Rodon, I liked him. So no love there for the full stack, but if you wanted to get funky with a one-off, Christopher Morel, outfield eligible, 4,300 as a one-off, don't hate that, but not full stack on either side.
All righty, and we get to the ceiling poster of the night for Mr. Ham, which as he's laying in bed at about 8:30 p.m. when he takes out his, I'm not going to go there, but, he's getting in bed about 8:30 on a Friday night. He's going to hope these boys right here in this bad ballpark in general and gets a decent pitcher in Francis. Talk to me on why you're shoving in on the Mariners here tonight and why chat should follow.
Well, my burner account right here, I'm stacking Seattle because I'm rich. Go Foos. My burner account is in here. My burner account is in here. But, yeah, these Mariners team taking on Bode and Francis straight out of the frat house at the University of Mississippi, straight into the big leagues. Going to get drilled tonight by these Mariners lefties, striking out 16% of them on the season, 9 inning at bats. They left the small park where it was bombs left and right for them. And, yeah, give me these lefties for the Mariners. Jorge Polanco, Luke Raley, Cal Raleigh, former Blue Jay great Rowdy Roddy Tellez, Master Boney, however you want to say his name, up and down. Then you can sprinkle in a little J-Rod and Rosarena. Oh, baby, 5-man stack those Mariners. Watch your teams climb the leaderboard. My favorite stack of the night is that Seattle Mariners ball club.
The only guys I would have interest in, and I'm seeing this projected lineup actually have quite a few lefties, which might take me down a little bit on Francis. He does struggle with lefty power and some walks and low strikeouts to lefties. Cal Riley's red hot right now. He's fine always. Expect him to be pretty popular, though, at the catcher position, especially what he's doing. I think he's got, 3 home runs in his last 2 games from, if I'm not mistaken. Jorge Polanco, I think, is decent there, too. Mainly it's Luke Raley and Cal Raleigh for me or personally. The 2 guys I'd have some interest in. Rowdy Tellez, sure, if you want to punt first base, but first base is loaded, so I don't love it. Mariners mini stacks are fine for me personally. I'm more on the side of Francis. I just don't love this ballpark. There's a really good ballparks in general on this slate. And for me, hitting is going to be fairly condensed around about 4 offenses on this slate. I already talked about one of them in the Orioles. Had a little bit of interest in the Reds as well, and some more coming up here. So I don't love it personally. I think it's fine. I get why people are going there. I just don't love it, especially with these guys getting a little ownership in general too. On the Blue Jays side, no interest for me. Brian Wu is a good enough real life pitcher to not really want to attack this guy. It's just Toronto is the toughest matchup in baseball right now for starting pitching for strikeouts. And I'm not going to pay 9,200 when there's other guys on the slate that I like more. That's kind of why I wasn't really on Brian Wu. Not to say I'm going to go and play any of these Toronto bats personally myself. Heading to Fenway here, we got the Red Sox. Martin Perez has been the gem for these guys so far to start the year. I mean, just pitching some nice games out there so far. Horrible bullpen though behind him. I don't think he's very good. I think he's due for some regression here. The only issue is man, these Red Sox are pretty brutal against left-handed pitching. They did stack their lineup with 7 righties. The only 2 lefties in it are Duran and Devers, who both can hit lefties okay. I think Bregman, Story, Romy Gonzalez, Refschneider, Campbell are really good plays. Rafaela down at the bottom, really good play as well. I will say Refschneider's a huge pinch hit concern. Soon as Perez gets knocked out of this game, unless they bring in a lefty out of the pen, expect him to get pinch hit for. He's really just a platoon splits guy is what they use him for there historically. So I have a little bit worry on that. But Christian Campbell has been a certified stud this year. 4,100 hitting 7th. I think he's going to go pretty overlooked on a pretty popular stack in general. So I actually like the back half of this lineup more than the top half. So I think a little wraparound mini stack or something like that is what I prefer the Red Sox. I don't love it as a 5-man against the ground ball lean guy so far to start the year in Perez. What's your take here, though, in Fenway? Decent weather, wind blown out.
Yeah, and you look at this White Sox lineup, and you're just shaking your head. I mean, who in the world have you ever heard of that's in this lineup? Chase Meredith, Lean-In Sosa, Josh Palacios. Like, who are these guys? Like, no thank you. So I don't even know who Hunter Dobbins is, but I know I'm playing him if he's playing that terrible team. And then, I like Martin Perez a little bit just because the Red Sox have struggled. But I think Nades, this is their second homestand of the season. They played pretty well the first time. I know they got rained out a game or two, but they put up some runs. We say it all the time. We like to get them at home. They're at home against a guy that's going to throw it up there at like 89 miles an hour. Give me these Red Sox guys. I'm with you. The pinch hit concern would be concerning, but the guys that won't get pitch hit for, I think, are going to be my favorites.
Yeah, I mean, I do. The reason I like him more as a mini stack is I just compared last season numbers for Martin Perez and the Red Sox because, again, very limited sample size so far to start the year. They only have 2 guys above 25% due the Red Sox in this in this starting lineup that were over 25% in terms of fly ball rate. Bregman and Refschneider. Looking at last year, Martin Perez, about a 50% ground ball rate guy. Where you wanted to really attack him is with right-handed power. And you want guys to get the ball in the air. So that's why I think this stack could go south is kind of chalk. The really only chalk offense we have on this slate. It's mainly due to the staff and Perez. But again, I mean, Red Sox could easily do it because, again, horrible bullpen behind Perez. I just think I like him more as a mini stack because, again, I just hate picking on ground ball guys. Don't love it, especially as a popular offense that really hasn't kind of tore the cover off the ball all season so far outside of 1 or 2 games, right? Did the Red Sox. So I like the back half more. Christian Campbell, by far my favorite play from that lineup in general. Next game on the slate, I definitely have interest in this one. Mets at home here. Looking at Citi Field, again, already mentioned 15 to 20 mile an hour winds blown out to left center field. Mikolas on the hill. I've attacked this guy every single time he's made a start. Cardinals, not really too interested in this offense against David Peterson, who's a decent pitcher. I think Cardinals minis make some sense just due to the park and in the weather in general. But my main interest is definitely on the Mets side. I love these Mets. I like the top half a ton. And then guys at the back half, like a cheap Luis Torrens, who has power, can get the ball up in the air against right-handed pitching. I think this is a really good stack. Ownership's going to be really held in check. Haven't played the Mets too much this year, especially over the nights where they were kind of mega chalky. Not going to be the case here tonight. I like this Mets offense quite a bit. One of my top 3 stacks on the evening.
Yeah. More mini for me. Lindor at the top. I like Lindor. He's a good play tonight. Juan Soto, you can play him any night, but don't love him per se. Lindor would be my favorite. And then you talked about the back half of this lineup. My boy Brett Beatty, $2,400, batting eighth, dual eligibility. I think Brett Beatty hits a bomb tonight. That's one of my bomb calls tonight, Nades. Brett Beatty, 2,400, going yard tonight against Miles Mikolas, tossing up beach balls up there.
Yeah, the Mets part typically sucks, but it's still, it's 335 down the line, 358 in the left field, kind of power alley, 370. And that's exactly where the wind's pushing out, right? Where it's deep is in dead center field in the power alleys. And it's just more of Mikolas gives up a lot of power. And the Mets with the wind, I think, is kind of a slight boost to enough for me on this slate to have some interest in them. And especially the top half of the lineup has good hitters. Lindor, Soto, Alonso, Winker, who's swinging a good bat right now. Vientos finally figured out how to hit a home run this season compared to last season. Last night, he put one out. Nimmo is playing good right now. So I don't hate this. I actually like this lineup that they rolled out quite a bit against Mikolas there. And the Cardinals bullpen hasn't been great on the year either, sitting above a 4 ERA as well. Next game on the slate, Twins and the Braves. This is my second favorite offense on the slate. On one side, I don't mind the Twins as well. I know you were on Bryce Elder for whatever reason. That's an interesting take there. Twins do have some pinch hit concerns. I still like them. I definitely love the Braves here, though, tonight against Paddock, who historically struggles with a lot of home run issues. I know he's one of the better pitchers to target for home runs, doesn't get blown up too often, but he does have a lot of power to come against it. And this Braves team starting to hit the ball a little bit, especially Riley. Ozuna's finally back in this roster, at least projected to be back in with that. I think he had a hip injury that he missed that series, that road trip out there in Miami, I believe, right? What do you think here in terms of offense, Braves and the Twins for you personally?
Yeah, no Twins for me. And a friend of the show from last year, Mr. Alex Verdugo, batting leadoff for the Braves and Nades. It is dire straits if Alex Verdugo is your leadoff hitter. So for that, you are the weakest link. There's no way I can trust this team. I'm passing on this game as it relates to sticks.
All right, he's passing on this game as it relates to sticks. I definitely have more interest than it seems like you do. I like Ozuna, Albies, Olsen, Austin Riley, Sean Murphy, who's hitting pretty good right now. Those are kind of the main guys I'm focused on. And then on the Twins, I like Julian. Ty France is decent there as well. Buxton, kind of the top half of the Twins are the guys. I don't want to mess with the back half. So Twins minis for me. I definitely don't mind the Braves 5-man. So we differ a little bit there. Next game on the slate, Dodgers and the Rangers. DeGrom, Yamamoto, two pitchers I had interest in. Rangers got the job done last night. Now they face a much better pitcher and a really, really good bullpen behind him. What's your take here? Any Dodgers, any Rangers for you here in Texas?
No Rangers for me. And yeah, I said it earlier. DeGrom's struggling against lefties on the season, striking them out. Ohtani as a one-off, Freeman as a one-off. I saw you tilting in the chat the other night that homeboy was smashing the ball into the ground. He just kept hitting ground ball after ground ball into the ground, and my boy Nades is over there tilting in the Discord. I love to see it. But yeah, it's lefty minis for me on that Dodgers. No Rangers bats for me. Jock Peterson, Nades, what's happened to your boy? He's hitting like my high school weight. Like he's just terrible.
The dude's what? Last night he was 3 for 46 coming into that game. I don't know how he did last night. Jock Jams is not Jock Jams anymore. Dude should have splinters in his rear end from sitting on the pine personally, because I would not have him in my yeah, I wouldn't have him in my roster, in my lineup right now. Maybe send him down and get his stick back down in the minors or something. But I get the reason why he's in there. Historically, he is a solid hitter. And baseball's a game of streaks, right? You go in slumps, you get hot streaks, and I like to pay attention to that. So I don't really like that. I don't love hitters in this game. Ohtani, obviously great play, tons of stolen base upside as well that come with him. So that's baked in upside right there in general. Freddie Freeman's hitting the ball pretty good right now. I just don't really want to pick on Jacob deGrom, because if he does get right and gets back to the Jacob deGrom of past, I don't really want to stack against him on a 10-game slate. I get it. Dodgers really good offense. I think this could go both ways for sure. Dodgers can get to anybody and any pitching staff in general. I just don't love it here, especially at these salaries tonight, personally for myself. But I get the reasoning if you want to go there a little bit. Next game on the slate, Athletics and the Brewers. JT Ginn on the mound, Freddie Peralta. I think the Athletics are somewhat interesting as a leverage play. I mean, Soderstrom's swinging the bat right now, really good. He leads the majors in home runs, 4,900. This Brewers Park is decent, actually, in general for home runs. Obviously, it's indoors. The roof's going to be closed here tonight because it's not great weather up here in Wisconsin. Shea Langeliers, I think, is good. Rooker. I want the power guys, 2-man, 3-man stacks only. I'm not going to 5-man stack against Peralta. And then on the Brewers against a young JT Ginn here, don't love it, but don't hate it as well. Terang, I think, is fine. Yelich, I want the lefties. Lefty power is going to get to Ginn a little bit from the numbers and metrics that I kind of dug up. He's going to struggle with a little bit of lefty power, and Brewers do have some good lefties, right? Where they struggle against left-handed pitching is because they have all these lefties. Frelick, Garrett Mitchell, Yelich, Terang, would definitely focus on the lefties personally if you're going to the Brewers. But the run total does sit about at 4.6, right? And they're minus 166. So I don't hate them, and nobody's going to play them either. So I don't mind it.
Yeah, Ted Ginn Jr. pitching for the Athletics tonight. Second career for him. Lefty power. You said it. Lefties, lefty power for the Brew Crew. And then do yourself a favor. Go into SaberSim, unselect every team, select the Athletics team, and then hit the check mark next to every single one of their players. Don't play any Athletics. Freddie Peralta may mow 9 of them down tonight. Athletics, my opinion, worst stack of the evening. And then, one-off lefties for the Brew Crew if you wanted to do that.
I mean, all I'll say is, number one, it's leverage. Number two, this A's team has actually been good, especially against right-handed pitching. And Freddie does have a fly ball lean. Soderstrom hits the ball in the air. Langeliers, Rooker, Blade. I mean, they have some guys. I don't love it as a full stack, but 2- and 3-man stack with leverage and a good overall decent offense. I don't hate it. So definitely have more interest in some A's minis against my hometown boys personally than you do. 2 games left to talk about, Padres and the Astros. Astros are kind of hitting a lot of projections here. This Astros team has been abysmal this year, and that's because I think they have the most at-bats in the league against right-handed pitching, and their lineup is loaded every time with 8 righties, which is not historically great. Where you do want to play the Astros is against left-handed pitching. Kyle Hart's not been great. I don't mind some Astros here. Don't love it just because I think this offense in general just sucks. But Christian Walker, Paredes, Altuve, Yainer Diaz, Pena, some of these guys are fine in my opinion. Cam Smith, the young kid there, 2,700 at the outfield with some power and speed. I don't hate it. Personally, no Padres, not a lot of Padres interest for me. I mean, this lineup is just brutal with the guys on the shelf. Cronenworth's on the shelf, right? Jackson Merrill, my boy, on the shelf. You have Gavin Sheets hitting cleanup for you. That's a tough scene with Xander behind you. Don't love that. Iglesias, don't really like that. I mean, Jason Hayward, the corpse there. This team has just been injury riddled. Sure, Tatis, Arias, Machado are fine anytime. I definitely prefer the Astro side personally myself.
We differ again. No Astros for me. I mean, Nades, I don't know how much you weighed in the 4th grade, but I bet it was about the same average as the Astros are hitting this season against lefties. ISO's pretty brutal as well. They can't seem to get it. And I know it was the Rockies, but homeboy Hart over there was dealing last time out against the Rockies. I think that show goes back on the road. He does decent tonight. So no Stros for me. And then on the flip side, who's this Ronnie Gusto guy? Never heard of him. I don't mind San Diego as minis.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the numbers, and Kyle Hart struggles big time with righties in terms of power, allowing a 390 ISO, fly ball rate approaching 40%. I get it. This offense has been brutal. They still are fine. I mean, Yainer Diaz is a fly ball guy this season, Paredes, Brendan Rodgers, Cam Smith, Christian Walker. I think this is a pretty solid buy low spot personally on the Astros. So I know I got some questions earlier in the Discord asking about the Astros. Haven't played the Astros all season. Probably shouldn't play him here tonight, but I'm definitely going to have some interest in some of these Astros. I think it's a pretty solid buy low spot personally myself against Kyle Hart.
How is the Astros bullpen? Because this Gusto guy looks like an opener. How's the Stros bullpen? Do you know?
Yeah, the Stros bullpen is 4th best in baseball, and the Padres bullpen is best in baseball. So that is a downgrade to both of these stacks in general, because I don't think either of these guys are going to go very long. Kyle Hart, if he does get hit up, some of the worst bullpen arms will likely come out there, but I just hate attacking against bullpen. Good bullpen, so definitely more mini stacks personally for myself. 2 of the top 5 bullpens so far in baseball. Padres being the best, Astros being the 4th. Last game of slate. I like this spot. Didn't like a lot of spots for offense. This is one spot I definitely have interest in against Tyler Anderson. I don't think he's very good. I know you're going to differ there in regard to that. I like these Giants as some mini stacks, right-handed power, Chapman, Flores, Matos, Heliot Ramos, Adames. Young-Ho Lee has actually been good, even lefty-lefty. The dude's contact. He has some stolen base upside as well. Casey Schmidt, Fitzgerald, both smash lefties down there as well. Full 9 inning at-bats. Huge park upgrade for them. I have interest here. I know you're not going to, so we're going to differ there. But there's some wind blowing out there as well in Angel Stadium. Temperatures in the right around 60 degrees. So pretty solid spot in general. I like the Giants side a decent amount here, and they're going to be pretty low owned in general.
Yeah, I mean, Flores has just mashed lefties his whole career, right? So don't think that's the worst play. He would be my favorite if you want to do that. Chapman is a decent play. What's your take on Adames? I don't know if you mentioned him too much, but
yeah, I like him. He's a fly ball guy. Looking at last year when he was on the Brewers, almost a 36% fly ball rate against left-handed pitching, with some good power numbers there as well. So I like Schmidt, Ramos, Fitz, Chapman, Luis Matos, and Flores, Adames. I like this whole roster, to be honest. I prefer the righties a lot more. And Angels bullpen is actually the 2nd worst in baseball behind the Nationals there. So a bad bullpen behind them as well.
All right, cool. Tyler Anderson, complete game shutout. Perfect. Don't need a bullpen when that happens.
Tyler Anderson, complete game shutout. All right. If that happens, I will send you $1,000 PayPal. So there you go. Complete game shutout for Tyler Anderson. Not going to happen here tonight. So we'll take our chances there. That's all 10 games. We talked hitting, talked pitching. Ham, it's the favorite segment of the show. Give the people your can't miss pitcher and then your home run call or 2 for the evening.
Yeah, I'm going to go. Man, I'm going to go. I'll go Freddie Peralta as my pitcher. That's my favorite pitcher. I think he's going to face 6 righties in the A's if that lineup is true to its word. I think Brett Beatty goes yard. That's like my long shot call, but my lock home run of the day is going to be my boy George Polanco for the Seattle Mariners. Don't call him Jorge Polanco, but Jorge Polanco goes deep north of the border all the way to my boy Tambo over in Nova Scotia. Polanco goes yard tonight.
All right, Polanco, Beatty, and Peralta. My pitcher, I'm going the pivot right off of Freddie. I'm going to Logan Webb. Like him a ton. Like those Giants, as I talked about there in terms of offense. So he should have some run support behind him against this strikeout-happy Angels team in general. For my home run calls, I got 2 here as well. My long shot is my favorite stack of the night. It's not the big boppers. It's the value bat in the 9 spot. Jorge Mateo. Going to take Abbott deep and steal a base or 2 as well. I like him a ton as a wraparound stack there for the O's. And then I'm going to the Mets I'm going to the cleanup spot, Jesse Winker. 2 value bats, both going to hit home runs here. I like it. That's going to round out this show. Appreciate everyone tuning in. Good luck tonight in those contests. If you're not a member at SHIPITNation.com, not sure what you're doing, good news, DGen75 is still active for the time being. Shout out to our guy Hoop and Tambo for keeping this code valid. $24 for the first month. Try us out. There is no weekly membership. $24. You can spend up a little bit more to get a whole lot more value. Get the Discord, learn, check out the education courses. We got MMA, we got PGA, NHL playoffs coming right around the corner. They actually start up tomorrow, and NBA playoffs as well. Full swing. Our guy Rio, shout out to him, shipping 50K last night in the MLB streets. The dude just continues to print money. Chatted up with him, vibe out in the Discord, join the best community in the industry. Get that SaberSim package as well. That's going to do it, though. Appreciate everyone tuning in. For Ham, I'm Nades. Good luck tonight. Have a great weekend. Happy Easter. We'll be back on Monday. Peace, y'all.